A few months ago I posted some images of the model 1911 45 caliber pistol that I got from the CMP program. Several of you have messaged me asking for more detailed information and even a closer look at some of the details. So even though handguns are not what I typically post about here, I figured I'd go ahead and give you guys a closer look. As you can see here, the pistol ships from the CMP program in this hard composite plastic case. Let's get it opened up and take a look at what's inside. When you open up the case, you have a package of order documents. The foam on the inside has two levels. You have this insert that sits on top here, and that keeps the magazine in alignment. And you see here, this is a military issue magazine, brand new. Here's the pistol we're going to be taking a look at. Set that off to the side. So this top piece comes out. You have the primary foam here. Below that is a manual, a gun lock, and then an empty chamber indicator. So we're going to go ahead and put all this back in here. And while I'm going to put this away, and then I'll be back for us to take a look at the pistol. Okay, when I submitted my CMP packet this year, it was part of the round 3 orders that they're finishing up now. And on the CMP website, they said they had 4 grades of pistols to choose from. And those were service grade, field grade, rack grade, and range grade. The description for range grade caught my eye because it talked about the pistol that you receive could have some non-standard parts such as custom sights, grips, and things like that. Having bought and studied the Vickers Guide series of books on 1911s and some other reading I've done, I know a lot of the special forces and SOCOM use of the 1911 over the years. They've done a lot of commercial modifications to it, so I kind of rolled the dice and I ordered a range grade, and this pistol is what I received. And several of you have been pretty excited about what you've seen as far as features go on this. And through my research, I've seen that a lot of the features line up with Larry Vickers' description of a Delta Force modified pistol. But we'll talk about my FOIA that I got back on this here in a little bit. So to start looking at the features on this handgun, probably the biggest thing that jumped out right away is the Caspian slide that's on here. You see the C right here. When you flip it over and look at the other side, it says Caspian there on it. It's got the front and rear slide serrations. Caspian was known to provide some slides to Special Operations Command and others for modifications. Looking at the markings here, you've got a Rock Island Arsenal partial stamp back here. You've got United States property and the serial number. You've got a small Rock Island Arsenal stamp there, RIA. You have another RIA stamp here, model 1911A1 U.S. Army. You've got an NM here on the trigger guard, which denotes national match. So this was a national match frame. The trigger here is a Videki trigger. And you'll see that the frame here has had serrations added to the front and to the back, and extremely well done. They look great. They're uniform. Beaver tail safety. I'm not a very knowledgeable 1911 guy, but others in the know said that's a very nicely fitted beaver tail safety on the pistol. Looking up at the top real quick, you've got Novak rear sights. It's blackened out. You've got the high front sight that is also pinned in place, and from what I've read, that's a common trait of some of the custom military guns. Let's see here. We'll go look at the other side. Again, you've got the front and rear slide serrations. Here you've got inspector stamp FJA. This stamp down here by the magazine release, it looks like maybe it was supposed to be an H, but I can't tell. You've got the serrated magazine release. Here on the front of the trigger guard, there's a G, a dot, and a number 4. On the safety, it's extended. And man, that thing's very comfortable. It sits out there, and a very stable platform. The grips to me appear to be the original wood military grips. They show some honest wear. See, I'm going to disassemble this here in a minute. We'll look at what's on the inside. The hammer, that's an Ed Brown hammer. So let me get this disassembled, and I'll be right back. Okay, to look at some of the internal stuff, first and foremost, you'll see here that this is a Barstow barrel. So that's a custom barrel by Barstow. And you'll see here is the last 4 of the pistol serial number, 2497. It's there on the frame, on the frame as well. So the barrel is fitted or matched to the frame. The front of that is serrated as well. The only other significant internal markings is the re-arsenal stamps here from 1967. Other than that, there's nothing that really jumps out at me. So let me get this reassembled, and I'll be back for a couple of closing comments. So there's a look at the pistol up close. The markings that are obvious on it. I did a FOIA request with the Department of Defense, and as you guys may have seen on the image I posted, unfortunately the FOIA doesn't show anything on this pistol's history prior to 1998. Based on the pistol configuration, I've been told that it probably saw some use with some combat units prior to 1998, before it being turned into Fort Meade, Maryland. So anyway, if there's any other questions, or if you guys want to see something else about it, really neat pistol. I'm a big 1911 fan. I haven't fired it yet. I'm going to get to it one of these days. But if there's anything else you want to see, or if you have any other questions, just let me know. Thanks.